and you can see that they're absolutely amazing. These are pre-built. You can deploy these, in other words, install these to your website in the matter of a click or two, and then start editing things on your website. Is this outdoor and adventure one. It's also one of the easiest ones to set up. So let's check this one out. If you're happy with this one, what you can do is then just click on, once you preview, just go down here and click on install plugins. You can install the plugins individually like that. Again, a plugin is adding extra functionality to your website. So Contact Form 7 and Elementor are needed to use this particular pre-built template. Once you've installed the necessary plugins, you'll then be able to import this site to your own website. So now it's just letting me know that this will now import this entire site onto our WordPress installation. And are we sure that we want to do that? Yes. Give it a few seconds, up to a minute, to import all of that data, and let's just wait and I'll show you what the outcome of that is. Depending on the speed of your internet connection, it can take up to a minute or two. So this is what it looks like when it's done. And then we're able to view our new website. And check that out, guys. That looks absolutely amazing, don't you think? In just a handful of minutes, we've been able to go from getting online to installing WordPress to installing an amazing looking pre-built website that we can now start going in and customizing to your taste. And I'm going to give you all the tools and knowledge you need to do that in this tutorial right here. Again, if this tutorial is helping you, please do help us by giving this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel, and do share it with your friends. But check it out. Here's your home page. Here's the about page. It looks pretty spectacular. We've got a services page that has been built by default as well. And last but not least, here's what a contact page looks like. With your very own web form, so customers can come and fill out that form and you'll receive that message in your own email address. And this is a good example of a plugin. We just installed a plugin called Contact Form 7, if you remember, a couple of minutes ago. And this form uses that particular plugin to have that contact form functionality on your new WordPress website. All of this cool stuff, and it's ready to go. So the rest of this tutorial is to show you how to customize and set up your website to make it look absolutely amazing. The next thing we're going to do is do a little bit of housekeeping just to set up the site as we need it without all of the clutter that exists on it right now. So what I'm going to do is just go back to the WordPress dashboard and you'll see all of this clutter that exists, and we don't need a lot of this. Just follow me and you'll be fine. So I'll take you through the process of how I set up a standard website. So go to settings and go to general. This is the area where you'll be able to change your website title and also a tagline if that's applicable to you. You'll also be able to add a www in front of your website URL. What that is just a display on your browser. It doesn't really affect anything, so it's just a personal preference for me. I like to have a www in front of the URL when I go to my website, and same for your visitors. And so if it doesn't and you want to do that, all you need to do is click in between the / and the first letter and just type www, and make sure you do it in the second field as well over here. Now be very, very careful. Double check and triple check this, because if you stuff this up, your website won't load and you'll have to start the whole process again and reinstall WordPress. So make sure you've got the / www. your website URL in that field and in this field here. When you're confident you've done that right, you can click Save Changes, and what it will do is log you out automatically and then ask you to log back in when you've done that. Next, what we're going to do is delete any of the plugins that we don't need that have been installed by default. It's just a lot of clutter and a lot of bloatware, and we don't need most of it. So just hover over plugins and go to the installed plugins area. What you're going to do is scroll down, and I want you to deactivate everything except the Astra starter sites, the contact form 7, Elementor. I want you to deactivate everything except those 3 plugins, because they're the 3 essential plugins that we've just installed and are essential for building our website at the moment. Everything else is just a bit of bloat and it's messing up our site. It's just creating a lot of clutter. We simply don't need it, and it also adds the risk of your website being hacked. So what we're going to do is hover over all these other ones and click deactivate. A quicker way is to just click on the checkbox next to each one of the ones you want to deactivate and go to bulk actions and deactivate, and then hit apply. If you deactivate one of these 3 by accident, don't worry, you can just reactivate it. So once you've deactivated those, just check them off again. And then what we're going to do is delete. Perfect. So now all we should have when we go to install plugins is these 3 plugins, and we won't get any of that clutter that we had before. Next, what you need to do is go to pages and click on all pages. When you install WordPress and you install a theme, sometimes it installs some default pages just to give you a sample, and there it is there, the sample page. So what we can do now is delete that sample page. So we can click on trash. All the other pages that have Elementor next to it are obviously created when we imported that default template on our website, as we can see up here. So you can delete any of those if you want, but I would suggest leaving them activated, because you can definitely use them as a template, then go in and then start editing those pages to make it even faster to finish your website. In fact, it could even be just an hour, update a couple of images, update a bit of text, delete anything you don't need, and boom, there you are, you're done. You can launch your website, you can start promoting to all of your clients. So once you've deleted a page, just go into trash and you'll just have to delete that permanently. And the same thing when you go to posts, just hover over posts and go to all posts. There should be a hello world post, trash that. Go to trash and delete permanently. Now the next thing we're going to do, if you go to any one of your pages right now and look at the URL, it is not the best possible URL it could be. That is not a clean URL. What you want it to be is something like this. And then if you have a service, you want it to be reflecting the service or the page that's under it. So you want your URL structure to be nice and clean. So there's a way to update that. Back in your dashboard, if you go to settings and go to permalinks. Right now we've got a custom structure activated, and it takes that structure over there, and that is not ideal. What we want is to delete that. We want /category /post name. So it'll be yourwebsite.com / the category of a post